Hi, I'm FFS Light and welcome to Quake Tips. In this series, we'll look at Quake Champions, a highly anticipated game you can play in early access.
Like lambs to the slaughter.
Quake is the mother of all modern shooters. Even games like Counter-Strike evolved from the original source code from Quake 1. The Quake series started back in 1996 and set the industry standard for 3D engines in years to come. Like Doom, Quake had multiplayer, but the release of the Quake World client with improved netcode changed first-person shooters forever. As game companies bought in on the 3D engine of Quake, it became evident that online multiplayer could explode anytime soon. Fast forward a few years, and ID Software took the chance on Quake 3 and released a AAA title that was built for multiplayer from the ground up. Quake 3 became widely popular and was later re-released as Quake Live in a shined up version. Thanks to the mod communities, these games are still alive today, but mods are restricted and can only take you so far. Quake is easy to learn but hard to master. The game rewards creative play and smart thinking. To me, Quake is the epitome of first-person shooters. Once you get the hang of it, you will hopefully share my enthusiasm. Quake Champions is the next AAA title, this time developed by ID Software and Saber Interactive under the wings of Bethesda. Like Quake 3, Quake Champions is multiplayer only and tried to appeal to a wider audience while keeping the veterans pleased with new features. The game designers work hard to make the game more accessible to new players. In earlier versions there was no matchmaking, for example, so having a game queue is a great addition to the series. Another addition is the Champions. Champions are different characters from the Quake universe, but characters from other series have also found their way to the game. Champions differ in both size and attributes, some have passive abilities and all have one active ability. The abilities enhance the champions rather than being one-touch kill all buttons. We'll get more into the different champions later. Before entering the matchmaking queue, you have the choice of playing deathmatch, known as free-for-all or FFA, to see who the first individual will be to reach 50 frags or have most kills within the 10-minute time limit. In FFA, everyone is your enemy. This is both chaotic and exciting. FFA is a great mode to sharpen your skills, but the winner is usually decided between strong players who is not going to let you win easily. You also have the choice of duel or one-on-one. Each player selects 3 champions and play in a round-based format. The winner of the round is decided by eliminating your opponent or keeping more champions alive than his within the 5-minute round limit. Duel can be a tough experience. It's a mode you should try, but don't worry about your performance here before you're well-rounded in the basics of the game. The people who play Duel will be very good at punishing simple mistakes inexperienced players make, and you probably don't know your own mistakes yet. A good way to try out Duel is trying it out with a friend that is around the same level as you. Playing against someone at a similar level is one of the best ways to improve. I still remember my first duel in Quake 3 back in the 90s. I felt confident because the game had just been released. I imagined it would be easy for me to conquer Quake 3. I lost 37 to -7 and I took a week-long break after that. Even back then, strong players dominated Duel. This is still true today, but with Quake Champions there is a new influx of players. The ranked matchmaking serves to match you against equal opponents. Quake Champions Duel mode is also more forgiving than its predecessors. However, be prepared to fight end bosses in every game and try not to feel disheartened if you lose. It can be hard not to feel like a complete failure after a few losses. Soon enough you will start rising in the ranks. The last game mode available right now is Sacrifice, which will be covered later, and finally Team Deathmatch. Team Deathmatch, TDM in short, is usually played in a 4 vs 4 setting and the objective is simple. Get more kills than the other team within the 10-minute limit or be the first team to reach 75 frags, whatever comes first. In Quake Champions you have the choice between 3 starting weapons, the shotgun, nail gun and machine gun. They are weaker versions of the same weapons you will find on the maps. The shotgun is the choice of most high-skilled players. For weak aimers and inexperienced players, the nail gun is a great choice. It doesn't require good aim, it works well for close combat as well as for spamming at a distance. You can often get in decent damage with low risk of getting fragged. If you're new to the game, there is a lot going on. It both plays and feels faster in many ways compared to most other shooters. The characters move fast and the general pace of the game is high. If you are killed or fragged, you can respawn within seconds. This can be straining at first. It's perfectly normal to feel exhausted after a 30-minute session. After a while, you will start learning the different maps, characters and weapons, and feel more at ease while playing. If you feel frustrated, you should back off and do something else for a while. A little frustration is fine though. Quake is a competitive shooter and you should always want to win. I urge you not to quit mid-game, try to finish your games in a proper manner, even if the teams are unfair. You can still find an area to defend, practice aiming with specific weapons and so on. It can feel like you're letting your team down, but you're hurting the game more by leaving early. One important takeaway is that you should be moving around most of the time. A moving target is harder to hit than someone standing still. In Quake, standing still is usually a mistake. There are situations where you want to stand still, for example trying to surprise your opponents, but most of the time you should be on the move, stacking up on items. The last tip in this episode is for you to join the official Quake community Discord. Here you can get answers to most of your questions related to Quake. See the link in the description below. Until next time, you should try out the different modes of the game. Check out the different starting weapons. Focus on getting used to the speed and visuals. Don't think about winning or losing, and don't mind the occasional insult. Most people are friendly. Make sure you join the community Discord to keep up to date with updates and discussions about the game. Feedback, questions and suggestions are always welcome, so feel free to comment. Don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. See you on the servers and thanks for watching.